This lesson is introducing the past tense in a regular verb. Intra ceithide is the past tense, and it's formed by leniting the root of the verb. So your root of the verb or your command is then the question. I've written it down, so the root, the question, your negative question, and the positive answer. So we'll use could. So you'll unite it and you put into. Into did. Chato did not. Nachto did not. You've got split. Nachto chud did you not, and chud, whatever is the positive answer. So into, if you remember, did you do it, miss? Yes, I done it, miss. It's done, it's past. Okay. Into chud, chato chud, nachto chud, chud. Took, the root of to lift or build or take a picture. Into hook. Chato hook, nachto hook, hook. Pashk, into fashk. Chato fashk, nachto fashk, fashk. So with any verb at all, apart from your irregular verbs, this is the construction you'll have to learn. Into chur u orst do vrogen. Chur. Did you put on your shoes? Into is the did. Chur did put you onto your shoes is what you're writing. Into chur u orst do vrogen. Chur is yes. Into and the next do have no connection whatsoever. Your second do vrogen is the pronoun your shoes. So it's not linked with the verb at all. It's into chur is your verb part. Into hog jalav, did he take a picture? Chato hog, hast, not yet. Into fashkiad ne sherevadarin, fashk, did they fold the towels? Yes. So now you understand why at the beginning of our lessons I said to you to use that every verb has its own yes and no, regardless of what tense. You have to learn all the ways back and forth. Verbs with a vowel, you, sich, learn, all, drink, ich, eat. You then have to put into, did, and learn. So into you, sich, and the DH apostrophe before the vowel. Into you, sich. So did you learn would be into you, sich, u. Your pronoun comes after the question. So into you, sich, u. Did learn you, you're saying is the way you would have to write it in Gaelic. Did learn you. Chato you, sich. All the chato you, sich is no. Nachto you, sich. So if you had u, nachto you, sich, u. Did you not learn? Nachto you, sich, u. And yes would be you, sich. Into gall. Now the DH to the I is a y sound. The DH to the O is g. Gall. Into gall banya. Gall or chato gall. Into gall banya is what I would say. In Lewis they say banya. In Skye they say banya. And in Barra they say benya. So into gall benya, into gall banya, into gall bonya. But it's still spelled B-A-I-N-N-E. Okay, so you can choose whichever way you want, whatever Gaelic you want to speak. Into yich pizza. jich, hatte jich. So the hatte jich eat pizza. She did not eat a pizza. Gall kus. He drank too much. I drank too much. Gall me kus. Hatte jich I kal. She did not eat anything. She did not eat a thing. Hatte jich I kal. Verbs beginning with F, huskel, fas. Again, make sure that you learn the root spelling. Fuskel, A-I-L, für ich. Into gurig, and you have to go D-H apostrophe F with lenition. Into gurig, and your FH disappears in the sound. Hatte gurig, nachte gurig, gurig. Okay, Fiona, I'm going to ask you to say this next line here.
Nach do gurig shiv ans na station aonichte uar no urigen.
Gleva, well done, Gleva. Nach do gurig shiv ans na station uniche ur no urigen. Did you not live in the United States at some point in time? Ur is time, so an urigen is sometime. So that's the phrase you would say at some point in time. Ur no urigen. Gleva. So into gurig. Disappear, your FH disappears, and g, like the DH is like a soft G. Pauline, try the next one.
In de Uskal and Doris.
And then
Uskal.
Guskel.
Uskal.
Make sure the
Uskal.
DH, if you've got the DH there, you've got to say Guskel.
At the back of the throat. Guskel.
Guskel Gleva. So in the Guskel U in Doris, did you open the door? And your yes is Guskel. So whatever time in, when you've got into, whatever the next word is after into in your question, that is your positive answer. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Alan, see the next one. Chado.
Had the gospel me view. More view.
Chado guskel mi mo vial. Chado guskel mi mo vial. I
Had the
didn't
gospel
open.
me more view.
Chado guskel mi mo vial. I didn't open my mouth. Caroline.
Gas I
That's it.
fuhr nach do gas.
Gas I fuhr nach do gas. It grew cold, or it became cold, didn't it? And then you have to go nach do gas.
Nach do gas.
Notice you don't go back to say nachir. You would tend to want to say nachir and go back to the verb to be. That's what people tend to want to do. Judy, next line.
Gas me chin, Angie.
Okay, gas me chain.
Chain.
Gas me chain in J. I became ill yesterday. Okay, Gleva. So what I'm trying to explain is when you say, I've explained, I think before, saying that when we speak in English, you say, did you open the door? We'll take that one. You say yes in English. But correctly, you would say, yes, I did open the door. You should answer back. So did you open the door? Yes, I did open the door is guskel. Inte gurig u ans de staten? Gurig. Did you live in the States? Yes would be gurig. And gurig would be I lived I lived there. Yes, I lived. Gas me chain and ye. So how would you ask the question with that one, Catherine?
An do gas u chinanje.
Clever. And the gas who chain and ye, and then gas would be your answer. Gas me chain and ye. Well done. Clever. So it comes from the command of the root of the verb. So brish is break. So you'll unite that and the past tense becomes vrish. So I broke would be
Vrishmi.
vrishmi.
Rishmi.
We broke.
Ishin.
Vrishin. They broke.
Ishiat.
Vrishiyat. Clever. So doen, close, becomes goon. It's a soft DH and it's a goon. So I closed the door.
Gun me and Doris.
Goon, me, and Doris.
Yeah.
Goon, me, and Doris. Clever, Alan. Goon, me, and Doris. Klaar, record. Klaar. So klaar, me, oran would be I recorded a song. Klaar, me, oran. Kluch, play. Chluch, chluch. So if I told you that guitar was guitar in Gaelic, how would you say I played a guitar?
Luch me guitar.
That's it, yeah. Clever. Chluch me guitar. I played a piano, chluch me piano. I played rugby, chluch me rugby. Football, baul kosher. I played football,
Luch me
Vrishmi. Balkosh.
chluch me baul kosher. And Alan, maybe you played shinty in your day, did you?
Yes.
So Iman, I-O-M-A-I-N is shinty. So ask Alan, Catherine, ask Alan, did you play shinty?
An do chluch u iman.
Clever.
Plug me.
Chluch me Iman.
Plug me in.
Chluch me Iman. Clever. Good try. Well done. Glan becomes glan. I cleaned the dishes. So you know the words dishes, seichen. So Caroline, how would you say I cleaned the dishes?
Oh, Glan me en
Ne seichen. So
Ah, yes.
glan me ne seichen is I washed the dishes. The next one is Eve, GH, but it sounds like a BH, all right? Eve, Yeve is the DH to that slandered vowel becomes like a Y. So Yeve. Yeve me is I called or I shouted out. Yeve me. Ulich, prepare. So again, because it's a vowel, it has to start with DH apostrophe. So gulich me would be I prepared. So I prepared a Gaelic lesson would be, Pauline?
Ulich me. Gulich. And Gaelic lesson.
Okay. So gulich me lesson Gaelic. Gulich
Gulich
me
me.
lesson Gaelic. Glíomh?
Lesson Gaelic.
Gulich me, I prepared a Gaelic lesson. Now,
Gulich-
F, this is a harder one in your sounds even. All right. Feinig is
Feinig.
ask. Feinig. Your GH disappears in the sound. Feinig. Geinig is how you say this word. Geinig.
Wenig.
So geinig me is I asked. Geinig me. So geinig me kist. Kist, C-E-I-S-T. I asked a question. Geinig me kist. I asked a question. Then geinig takes the prepositional pronoun do. So geinig I go would be she asked me. Geinig I would be she asked to or for or of me. Geinig I go. Gucht. You, ga, ye, gain, gave, gave. So geinig gain would be, so geinig gain.
He asked.
Us.
That's it. He asked us.
Yes.
Geinig iad gave.
He asked them.
We asked them.
They asked them, Glíomh.
Them.
Geinig ye.
He asked
her.
her.
Asked her.
He asked her. Okay.
Her.
And geinig me ga.
I asked him.
I
Me
asked him.
asked.
Mm.
Okay. So this is a quite a good pronoun to learn. So go, gucht, ga, ye, gain, gave, gave. All right. Judy, let's hear you saying these. Go.
Gon, you, ja, ye, yun, you've, jive,
Gain, gain is gain,
Fine.
yain,
gain, gave,
you've,
gave.
yive.
Well done.
Gave.
Yes. Go, gucht, ga, ye, gain, gave, gave. Caroline, you try them.
Gom, gucht, ga, gi, goon,
Gain,
goon,
gain.
goon, goon, guve, give.
Well done. Yeah. The one that's probably is more difficult is gain. The
Yeah.
us gain.
Going, going.
Glíomh, well done. Okay, so plate is a trencher. I think there's an old Scottish word, the trencher.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that's where that, that's connected with that, trencher. Doris, park, a park, and breakfast is breakfast. So did you break a plate? No. Try that, Alan.
And do brief trencher.
And the vrish u trencher and the no
Had de brief.
gaat de vrish. Glíomh. And the vrish u trencher gaat de vrish. Did they close the door? Yes. Pauline.
And Goon, Iad and Doris. Goon.
Glíomh. And the goon, Iad and Doris, goon. He recorded a song, Fiona.
Lar an oran.
Chlar oran. If it was
All
this
right, do
song,
you not
it would be in Toran. So chlar oran is he's recorded a song.
All right, okay.
Okay, chlar oran. And I say auran, A-M-H-R-A-N. I've written them down in another part, you'll see it in a minute. Auran is what Lewis people say for a song. Auran and oran, just to let you know that the two sounds, if you can hear them and you'll maybe say, what on earth's an auran? So Auran, AMHREN is a song. They played in the park, Catherine.
Chlwch iad awn sa pharc.
Clwch iad awn sa pharc. And awn is the awn sa pharc, which takes the dative case in the park. Awn sa pharc, and you have to unite park. Clever? She did not clean the dishes. Caroline, she did not clean the dishes.
Hadw glan
Hmm?
I ne so ichiken.
Yeah, clever.
Why are you laughing?
No, I'm not laughing. It's just lovely to hear. So, Chadoglan, perfect, and it's ne seichen. I know it's the hardest word to look at when you say
Seichen.
seichen. But that's good. That's a great effort. So, Chadoglan, ne seichen.
Ne seichen.
That's it. Chadoglan, ne
Seichen.
seichen. Did she shout on you? No. Now, to shout on somebody, it would be on you. Can you remember what on you was?
Orst.
Orst, clever. So,
Orst.
did she shout on you? No. Judy.
Andrew Deich I Horst.
That's it. Okay. And the Yave. And the Yave.
And the Yave.
And the Yave I Orst. And then no would be?
Can Yave?
Chato.
Chadw
Chato Yave.
Yave.
Chato Yave. Clever. Did Jean prepare breakfast? Alan.
And the gullig Sheena breakfast. Breakfast.
Yes.
Gullig.
That's it, clever. And the gulig Sheena breakfast. And then gulig. Clever. She asked me to do that. Luna.
Was that me there?
Yeah.
Yep. Gainig I gong, catcha, and ro me at all.
That's where I was going. That's the other thing. This is she asked me to do that. She asked me. Gainig I gong. You've got that right. And then to do that. Well, I changed this to do that. Shin I Yanif. What you do here is she asked me that to do. So she asked me, gainig I gong shin I Yanif.
Yeah. Okay.
So there we have them written here. Inta vrishu trenchar, chata vrish. Inta goon I aden doris, goon. Chlar oran, and that's the auran. So chlar auran or chlar oran. Chluch iad awn se farc. Chatoglan I ne seichen. That's one you'll have to practice because you use them every day. Seichen. Glan I ne seichen. Into yev I ost. Chato yev. En de gulig Sheena brachkost, gulig. Gainig I gon shin I Yanev. She asked of me that to do. Is basically how you're twisting that round. She asked of me that to do. She asked me to do that. So gainig I gon shin I Yanev. Clever. Well done. So, in the hard shin rave. In the hard shin rave is, did you enjoy that? In the hard, CHO grav RD, in the hard shin rave to you. Did you enjoy that? In the chord. And then how would you answer back?
Chord.
Chord.
Clever. Yeah. So exactly. So keep listening to the verb being the first idea. In the chord sin reif. Chord. In the gwan u diachlan. Diachlan. In the gwan u diachlan is did you clean your teeth? In the gwan u diachlan.
Lan.
Glan, or you could say Chataglan. By the roar. In the glan u diachlan. In the chluch u piano in you, Pauline.
Cadw, clwch mi
That's it.
piano.
Piano, gaat de chluch, mi piano. In you, clever. In the goon u en daris.
Goon.
Goon, goon. See the DH, make it a softer G in the DH rather than G, because G, like goon, when you say goon and goon, do you hear the difference between goon
Yeah.
and goon? Well, goon would be a gown.
Ah,
G-U-N,
agony.
it's a hard G sound. And
Yeah.
like goonaiche, your night dress, goonaiche. So the DH is like a softer G, and it's goo, 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 goo.
goon.
That's it, goon.
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 Try it, Paul. Goon.
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 Caroline.
Goon.
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 Catherine.
Goon.
Goon. Alan.
Goon.
Goon. Fiona and Judy.
Goon.
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 This sounds daft, but just hold your nose and just go goon.
Goon.
Good.
Goon.
Yeah.
Goon.
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 That's it. Just get that. It's kind of nasal and it comes with goon. Goon, you mean.
Goon.
A wee tip now and again. Not that you're going to be caught speaking Gaelic with your nose all the time. But anyway, goon with Doris. Clever. So, gave me orst. I called or shouted out to you. Gave me orst. Geinig me ga, I asked him. Geinig me gave, I asked them. So there are lots of ways you can use these and make sentences into them. Okay. Cas is your leg. I broke my leg would be?
Vries me gas.
Vrish me so vrish me mochas would be
Mochas.
I broke my leg.
The mo take
Sorry, Caroline. The mo?
would the mo have taken clinician there?
Yes, mo and do take clinician. Mine and yours,
Take
singular,
clinician,
take
yeah.
clinician, if the letter allows you to linite. So mochas, dochas. So if I were to say, did you break your leg?
And du vries de klas. Du gas.
And the vrish u dochas. And the vrish u dochas. And then yes would be?
Vries.
Ish.
And du vries.
And chatavrish would be your no. Just practice. Ons naam richach is how you say in the future. In the time of future, you're saying. So ons naam richach. And tra chachgal is the future tense. So in the positive, you add IDH if the last vowel is IE, slender, or AIDH if the last vowel would be broad, A, O, or U, and then add it to the root of the verb. For example, maar exemplar, ich is eat. Ichi would be your yes, and Ollie, not O-L-A-I-D-H, because it's O. IDH, slender vowel, I there. Ollie, O grav being a broad vowel. Again, the same idea as doing the past tense. Inkur, chachur, nachkur, kuri. So this quick tip that I'll give you, it's nothing grammatical. It's just a help to try and get into how you would change it from the past tense. The negative of anything of your root, you just say put na kur, na pashk, na ich, na all. And that NA is na. It's about the only time you say na. NA, other times in Gaelic would be n. So in the negative command, you say na. So na kur, it would be don't put. Twist the na round to in. And you put in could, and that's you will. So in could u would be will you put. But if any of the words begin with a B, P, F, or M, you have to say So brish begins with B. So rather than say in, you have to have M before B, P, F, and M. Brish, and then pashk. So brish u would be will you break. Pashk u would be will you fold. Form the negative. You'll unite the consonants except D and T, and before a vowel or FH. Cha becomes chan. So chan all and chan urich. And again, it's just a sound thing to make the language flow, basically. So inkur, chachur, nachkur, kuri. Inkur u, here's your favourite word, Caroline. Inkur u ne zeggen, gane fres, tapelet, kuri. So inkur u ne zeggen, will you put the dishes into the cupboard? Thank you. Yes. Okay. Inkur u ne zeggen, gane fres. Kuri. But if you want to say no, you'll have to say cha chur. Will you not put the dishes into the cupboard? Would be nach kur u. Ne zeggen gane fres. Tok. Nach tok u ne peperen. Will you not pick up the papers? Cha tok in the raste, not just now. Toki mi iad e gaihar, I will pick. Toki mi, I will pick them iad e gaihar. I will pick them up soon. In pashk iad ne leentjen, will they fold the shirts? Yes, pashki. In krach u in jalav erevale. Will you hang up the picture on the wall? Cha chroch in the raste, not just now. Okay, so that's just another way of twisting your verbs round.
There's a lot of rules.
A lot of rules, yeah, there are. And I
Yeah.
think maybe people, I find when you're learning, people are very lazy with this part of the verb. And maybe that's the reason why, Catherine, because there are so many bits of rule, but you will get familiar with it. So, and as I say, this quick tip it's only a tip for you to say it. So na could would be don't put. So twist it round, go in could, and then you add on the could, you just add on IDH for yes. So took, na took would be don't pick up. So what would your future be?
Okay.
Untok.
In took and then toki. All right. But then remember, if it's a D and a T, like tok, it's got to be chatok in the negative. It doesn't take chahok. Dorst would be another. Dorst would be another verb, say for pouring, beginning with a D, for example, and chadorst. You have to remember that at the start with a D or a T in the negative, you don't lenite. Here are the ones you would use more often. Na all sin would be don't drink that. So in all u tea no coffee. Will you drink tea or coffee? Ollie me tea gu. Tapelet. Chanol me coffee tra savadin. In all u tea no coffee. Will you drink tea or coffee? Ollie me tea gu. I will drink black tea. Thank you. Chanol me coffee tra savadin. I will not drink coffee early in the morning. Inich isk. Ichi. Will he eat fish? Yes, ichi. Inich fjol. Chanich. Again, the N to the I because it's a vowel and you string it through. It's not cha-ich, it's chanich. So chanich fjol. Will he eat meat? No, chanich. Chanich fjol, he will not eat meat. Inich iad glasrich. Ichi. Will they eat vegetables? Yes. Ichi iad glasrich agus messen. They will eat vegetables and fruit. F followed by a vowel. Again, AM because it's an F. BPFM, remember? So you've got to say furich u minaj. Will you wait a minute? And you say chan urich because the FH disappears. So your next letter is a vowel. So that's why you have the chan. Chan urich. F followed by a consonant. Frigger u will you answer him? Cha rigger. Because the FH next to a consonant, you don't put chan rigger. You go cha rigger me I will not answer him. Food for thought.
Definitely.
Okay, Fiona, you ask Catherine, will you eat meat?
Anith u fjol. Catherine.
Ithi mi for.
Ichi mi fjol. Catherine, you ask Pauline, will she eat fish?
An ith iesg.
Gaan eith me isk.
That's it. Gaan ich mi isk. Clever. Pauline, you ask Alan, will he eat vegetables?
Alan, an eith u glasrach.
Ich me moeren glaserig.
More and glasrich. Glasrich.
Glasrig.
Glasrich. He said more and, so he says he'll eat lots of many vegetables. Okay, Alan, ask Caroline, will you eat fruit?
Caroline, an ich u messen.
Ichi, yes.
Ichi, me,
Ichi, me.
messen.
Messen.
I will eat fruit.
Fruit.
Ichi, me, messen. Judy, ask Fiona, will you wait a minute?
Fiona, 5 minutes.
Hanurig.
Clever, well done. Hanurich. Pauline, will you answer the phone?
Am brieger u phone.
That's it, well done. And then, ga rukker me phone in draste. I will not answer the phone just now. Ga rukker me phone in draste. Okay, so that's another hard lesson, I think, for you in one sense. As Catherine said, there are so many rules in it, but you'll get there. We'll get there. So, aanse naumeri chach in the future. And tra chachgal. Ich being your command, or the root of the verb. Na ich would be don't eat. So na ichchen would be don't eat that. Na allchen, don't drink that. In all uchen, will you drink that? Ollie, chanol. In ich uchen, ichi, chanich. Fiona, in ich pizza.
Hanige.
Chanich.
Hanich.
Chanich. Okay.
Chanich.
Alan, in ich isk.
Ich me isk.
Ichi.
Ichi me
Ichi.
isk.
Ichi mi isk. Pauline, in ich fjol.
Can eith me fuel.
Caroline, in all ishgebehe. That's cruel, isn't it? Asking you that.
Are you asking me if I drink whiskey?
I am.
Hanel.
So chanol is what you'd say. Chanol.
Canol.
So chanol mi ishgebehe. Okay, clever. Catherine, in all fian.
Ollie mi fion.
Judy, in ich glasrich.
Ich mi glasrich.
Gleva. All right. So what I want you to do for next week is write down the things that you like to eat. I know you've maybe not got the vocabulary of them all, but we'll build up that vocabulary. But just find out how you say to somebody. If you had somebody in for dinner, unfortunately at this moment in time in our life, we can't have people. So it's difficult to get people to do these things, but just pretend you're going to have people in for dinner and you say to them, "Inichu fiol, inichu isk, in all fian jerak, in all fian gav, in all tea, in all coffee, inichu brisket, will you eat a biscuit?" That's all these things, and see how you get on with that. And it's a practice of how you would start asking. Gleva. Hashin, dyrif and yn doi ach hitchin harish east. It's difficult in one sense, but we'll go over it again.